I have chosen to do a commemorative speech. This speech is in honor of my late grandfather, John Shaw Sr., better known as Reuben by his family and friends. I never thought of my grandfather as anything but granddaddy. He was everything that I hoped to be when I got grown. As I think back to the times that we spent together, it always makes me smile. Whether we're watching baseball games, eating breakfast at Hardee's, or cutting the grass for him, I love the times we spent together. In many ways, he was more of a father to me than my own dad. I am always thinking to myself, what would he do, or how would he handle this situation? And many times I wonder to myself, is he proud of what I have become? There are many things that I would like to share with you, but I know that time is limited, so I will share those things that stand out most to me. Granddaddy accomplished a lot with a third grade education. Never used excuses or complained, and he loved his family. It amazes me that my grandfather was able to do so much with so little education. Today, I find myself telling my kids to do well in school so that they can become, or they can get into a good college and be successful one day. But with a third grade education, my grandfather did more than some people do with a college education. Times were different then. Many men, especially black men, did not go far in school. It was expected that they would contribute to the family household and one day take on the responsibility of providing for their own family. I admire my grandfather for not limiting himself and his dreams. He helped to provide for the family by farming, and when he was old enough, he got a job on the railroad. He loved working on the railroad. It wasn't easy, but it was honest work. He worked for the railroad over 20 years. He was able to purchase his home and cars from working on the railroad. He had an accident while working, and his thumb was cut off. He continued working several years after the accident. He retired in 1973. Never to be one to sit still and be idle, he decided to start his own business. After careful thinking and praying, he began laying the groundwork. He used the relationships that he established in the community to start his own janitorial service. Was it easy? No. By no stretch of the imagination was it easy. But my grandfather was very consistent and stubborn. He never complained or used excuses. He was determined to be successful, and he was. During the 1970s, relationships between blacks and whites were still strained. My grandfather was able to establish relationships with many business owners in Rocky Mountain. They all knew him and respected him for his humbleness and honesty. He began cleaning the offices of white and black business owners. He had small and big accounts. He didn't need much help. He had us. As I got older, I helped too. I felt so proud to hear how people respected and treated my grandfather. He never let them down, and he never let us down. He was a man of his word. His entrepreneurial spirit lives on in all of us. Finally, I want to share with you his love of faith and family. My grandfather was a very religious man, not the kind that was overzealous or pushy. In the way that he spoke and the way that he looked and carried himself made you want to know more about him. He was always ready to talk about his family and Jehovah. He realized that he was only a man and could not have done any of the things he did without the help of Jehovah. Growing up, he believed in the Baptist faith. As he got older, he began to read more and study the Bible. He felt that his beliefs were more in line with the Jehovah's Witnesses. Of course, this was a little hard to swallow for his parents and some of the family members, but no one mentioned his faith or his commitment to it. He was so excited and committed. The family saw this and wanted to learn more about the Jehovah's Witnesses. Today, most of my family practices this faith. He loved us so much. He was always there for all of us. He provided financial support and emotional support. Both, most of all, he was there. He was always there. Even though my grandfather is no longer here, he is still influencing our family. I miss him very much. I am honored to be his grandson. I try to live my life in a way that will make him as proud of me as I am in him. My name is Darian Shaw, and this is a commemorative speech for communications or public speaking. Thank you. I want to make sure I put my name in there, because I should have did at the beginning. I know they done said some speeches.
It's almost 6 minutes.
Okay. I don't see it's popped up yet. What's going on?